going now. And then go on to screen share. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had my volume turned off, therefore I couldn't hear you, which is really stupid. Okay, so what we're going to do, as if we are creating an article for a client. We tried to do it in 45 minutes the other day, kind of struggled time-wise to get the information on. So I'm just going to crack on now. Obviously, creating categories for the client, that can be done by using AI within an article. So you can set up the buttons page, which is like a storage area for the client. Get that done. It doesn't have to be assigned against the category. But use AI to suggest the categories that suit that client. And add legals. People always forget the legals. Legals are very important. And again, ask AI to create the legals for the client. So if it's a washing machine salesman, then please prepare the terms and conditions, etc., in line with GDPR or Popeye or wherever you are in the world, um, for the legals. And if you need some help on that, just go to the Multics talk, go to the legal section, and you'll be amazed just how much stuff there is in there. Okay, so let's assume that the categories are in place, and now we're going to start creating articles. So there are some rules, and here are the rules. So this is going to be interesting um, as a training video, because we're just going to focus on how you make sure that AI search engines find your articles. And this is why I talk all the time about an article a day keeps the doctor away. If you go to the Multics help desk, type in doctor, and there are 4 articles or 5 articles there about the importance of this, because if you create 365 articles a year and it takes you 1 minute, that's time extremely well spent, because the search engines can find your articles pretty much the next day after you upload them. And that's amazing. So much like websites used to be back in the 90s, you've got to have a title bar. So title bars at the top. Now, if you need help with title bars, think in your mind about what somebody else would type looking for your site. Okay, because if you put in something that's, hoi polloi, or something that's difficult to grasp, then you really are missing the point, because the title bar is what somebody's going to put into AI to search for. Okay, so if they're looking for plumbers in Guildford, then the title bar plumbers in Guildford is quite a good idea, because that's what people are searching for. But we got an SEO specialist in the Larry's VA, and he's more than happy to talk to you about how you think about this and how you set up the title bar, because whatever you put in here should be within the text as well. And if you can ask AI to do it 2 to 3 times, that's a very good idea, because what happens is that Mr. AI comes in, goes, oh, this represents a search that somebody's put into the search engine. Oh, it's turned up here within the text 2 or 3 times as well. That's good. So if you like, it's like a tick box exercise that AI does to get your documents found. Here is where you put your meta tags. Now you can ask AI to create meta tags for you. You plonk them in there, and you'll notice when you come out of the block section here and go into the document section, and you see here, you can come out of block and go to document. Here, there's an area where you write your meta tags. Okay, so they go in here, like so. Another important thing is that you're using your branding. Okay, so put your image, upload your images from the gallery or upload off your machine into here. Just do this as an example, but also grab your images for your banner images as well. I'm just going to grab something here that's a banner size. Okay. So what you're doing, you're setting up the structure for this to be found before you even embark on creating the article. So the other thing I do tend to think of in advance is this article is about A, but it probably can be connected to 4 or 5 other articles, or it can and probably should be connected to your contact information, or even more importantly, your app registration information. So it's a good idea to have a permanent contact page that's on your knowledge base, right at the start of your knowledge base, which has also got your app registration page, because that's how you build your tribe. Remember, apps have got a registration process. People log in, they put in their details, and that goes into a secure data source behind the scenes. And it's that data source that's used automatically within the app for in-app and push notifications. And it's also there to set up the hierarchy for the members area inside our apps. So it's all joined up. And that's the thing about all of this. Data harmony is a phrase that we use inside Multics an awful lot, because with a bit of extra thinking and extra thought, you can begin to realize that the categories in your knowledge base are important, as are the categories if you're using a CRM, as are the categories within the apps. So Larry's VA are being trained bit by bit to get our clients up to speed on the thinking process of data harmony. And it starts right here, because data harmony could be, if this is about, the color blue as an example, then here, if you've got 5 other articles about yellow, green, black, white, and pink as an example that are associated, you join them here at the bottom here. So what happens is that the AI search engine finds this search phrase. The meta tags have been created by AI. They're in here. So that all clicks in. The title bar is repeated in the text. So that works. You've got your branding in place. You've got a banner in place, which means that when the article is distributed, it looks super professional because you've got your own branding at the top of the article. Okay. And you've connected it to 4 or 5 other articles here. Now you've got the secret source for article creation. So you've got AI built into the knowledge base, into the talk knowledge base, but it doesn't stop you from using other AI systems as well. So, for example, I very often use Gemini, or I use Perplexity. Perplexity is great for follow-up to find out how your searches are getting found, because it references your talk articles. So again, it's a bit of extra stuff that's going on. And also as well, if you are connecting your articles to your app, that will definitely show up in your app statistics, people coming to the app. And obviously some of them are coming to register, some of them coming to have a look around, no different to a website. So again, this is all part of the data harmony, getting that stuff in place. So in here, let's just say we're going to write an article about blue paintings. Okay, so what you can do is, once you've done your research on what these articles are going to be about, you can ask the AI here to create it for you. See this little magic wand? So you can task it, you can brainstorm, you can rewrite different stuff you've already written in a different tone, blah, 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 blah. Simplify, summarize, write about. So I'm just going to click that, click the return, and it will create your article, just like that. Now, remember I said to you about including the title bar. In this case, it's blue, let's keep it simple. Blue is being picked up here, here, you see? And that is part of the secret sauce for getting this article found. Now, a couple of other things that are really important. If we're using something like Gemini as an example, I just use Gemini. Right. Okay. So with Gemini, you can get a little even clever with it. So let's grab this copy. Okay. So go into Gemini and say, write this article in cadence, and what's in it for me? What's in it for the visitor? So, for example, if this is one of your products, don't write so much about the product, but what's in it for the client? So put the copy in there. Okay. Copy didn't carry over. Let's just grab the copy. Grab this copy. You see the principle of this. Right. Do that. And then at the end, with a call to action, CTA. Okay. So the call to action could be visit my shop. It could be contact me. It could be a whole load of things. It could be chat in the chat room. Yeah. Remember, every article that you send out carries AI assist and chat with it. So if you post one of these articles on LinkedIn or Facebook, then there is a direct route back into your knowledge base through direct chat and through AI assist. But you can actually put it into the copy if you want to. You can grab the chat room. I'll show you where to grab that from in a minute. Or you could, for example, grab another article and put that in there. Or the clever thing to do is to make sure that you're connecting it to 4 or 5 other related articles. So you're keeping people in that loop of information. Okay, so let's just grab this example here now. Go back into the knowledge base, and we're going to replace this with this. Okay, so you might say that that's the title bar. Would that be something that people type? Possibly. Whatever you choose here, the important thing that it's the header and it's written within the copy here. Okay, so we publish this then against a category, which should be interesting inside the Multics knowledge base. Everything's getting in the way here again. Again, if we go back into document, here is where you assign this article to the knowledge base. So I'm just going to add it to this one right at the top for simplicity. I'll destroy it in a minute. But I'm going to publish this now. So what this means is that Slug's already in use. Save draft. Okay, so it looks like, we'll just double check here. Save draft. Yeah, this is one of the peculiarities of, let's just publish that a minute. Yeah, no, it's not, doesn't like that. I think it's because I must have saved it under the blue, so go back into there. So let's just discard that, and I think we're going to find it. No, we're not. I've destroyed it. Okay, but the principle with this isn't going to change. Blue paintings. Okay. Put the copy back in there. From here. From here. Okay. Nothing ever goes to plan, does it, when you're trying to show something? Okay, so let's just publish this. Okay, so I'm going to assign it to a category now. Remember, with anything that you've published, it doesn't turn up on the customer side, on the help side of the knowledge base, until you assign it to a category. So we've done that here. So if we go into our cog on the end here, date. Okay, if we go into our channels here, see where it says chat widget, you can share this chat widget directly on LinkedIn, so or through Facebook within your articles. Obviously, the chat room and the AI assist carries itself inside the article because it's the talk article, but you can actually use direct chat if you like to specifically send out on a Facebook post, for example. So people can actually chat from you directly off of Facebook, directly into your chat room. So there's the link to do that here. We're going to go to the knowledge base. So this is the front side. This is what's connected to our clients' apps. So this area here is represents all the categories here. You see these are the categories. They've all got articles assigned to them. And because of that, they are showing up here. Now, this one from blue, I posted in here, I think. There it is, blue painting. Okay. So, so this is what the client would see. And it's from here that you post your article into Facebook. So as an example, Facebook, LinkedIn, push notifications within your app, okay, to build your tribe. So as an example, let's use Gemini again to create create a Facebook post, okay? Oh, yeah, everything you try and do, eh? Okay, let's just do it this way. Create a Facebook post. Okay, so there's your Facebook post. So you could put your app link in there. You could put your knowledge base link in there, like this, or you could put the link to the actual article, like so. Okay, you could do that, or you could, as I suggested earlier, so I go back into here, use the chat room link, which is here. So we can go into chat widget, grab the link from here, copy, and then we can go back into Gemini and we can say add chat link. And there you are. It's producing a beautifully crafted Facebook or LinkedIn article with a link back to your chat room. Okay, so that's how we kind of keep our clients' data in the loop. This is data harmony. This is about using your systems to make sure that people who are in contact with you are coming back to you on your systems, not lost in space on TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn. They're coming back to you. And I think there's probably this is probably another part of the training, but when you set up your chat room and your knowledge base to start with, there's lots of extra gizmos here that we can make sure are functioning so that when people click, this can be changed as well. When people come to this area here, you can have a help center. So, for example, blue paintings as a help center. Okay, I've obviously been using blue quite a few times for all sorts of things. But whatever articles have got blue in them show up there. Okay, or it could be that right, it could be that they strike up a conversation with you through the chat. Okay, so you can set this up to grab their name, their email, and you can also have departments. Obviously, we're a larger company with lots of moving parts. We've got departments in here already set up, so people can choose, if they need to talk to somebody about Stripe and Zero, they can go into the chat room, putting their telephone number and their details, start the chat, and all that information is recorded here in the contacts area, but also it comes in here as a live chat. Okay, so that's how it works. Again, it's keeping your clients and your data inside your own systems. So yeah, I'm hoping that's kind of explained to you the importance of search engine optimization when you create articles. Just to recap: title bar, meta tags, um, uh, make sure it's published. That's important as well. Who's the articles written by? If you've got more than one person here, you can have multiple people writing articles. Got your banners, and you've got it connected to blue painting, yellow painting, white painting, black painting, etc. Now you're ready. Now it's ready to be updated and shifted around the planet. You can't do it from the back office. You've got to do it from the front bit. So you know the category in which you put it in. That's where you grab it from. And I've shown you now how to use AI to create posts for you. And you can decide whether you want to send the article with a link, whether you want to send people to your app, whether you want people to register on your app, which is a good thing to do, join the tribe. And you've got a mixed portfolio of ideas and ways of means to get stuff out from your knowledge base, because this is where the action happens. And here's what happens when you get it right, okay? By the way, I was talking to Rob, Sarah's other half yesterday, and we were talking about adding websites into knowledge base. That's done here, okay? But this bit here, you might have seen this before. This is where we can look at how well we've been doing when it comes to articles. So you can search by the hour, the last 7 days. You can see over the last 12 months, it takes a while to load up sometimes, especially when you're on Zoom. Yeah. But we've had 236,000 articles read from Multics in the last 12 months. And that's extraordinary. And that comes from writing an article a day keeps the doctor away. And you can see which are the most popular articles here as well. And there's actually a report on them as well. So this marries up with your sending out on social media, your push notifications, and also marries up with the reporting system of your app. Okay, so data harmony in progress. So I'm going to stop the recording now. And that's if it's recording at all, in fact.